Welcome everybody, and you are welcome to the parasha of this morning. As we know that this Shabbat is called Shabbat Haggadah, which means the head of the Shabbat. A Shabbat before the Pesach is known as Shabbat Haggadah, and we glorify the name of the Lord for bringing us to this wonderful and to this blessed day. So the parasha itself, and I subtitle it, "The Fire That Never Goes Out." The fire that never goes out, or the fire shall not be extinguished. It shall continue to burn. And let's look at that, understanding the fire. What is the fire? Why is the fire? What is the purpose of fire? We know that fire can be useful to us, and we know that fire can be also disastrous to us. So fire is like two-edged sword. That is fire. So it can be useful for human, right? And can be destructive to human. So the idea now the Torah is telling us is, how do we use it? How can we take this power, this understanding, how can we use it for our own benefit? To benefit us as a human being. We understand that the Torah is giving us this very clear understanding that fire is a very mysterious thing. I'm telling you, because if you don't understand the essence of fire, the essence of the human technology, the essence of the human technology is what? Is fire. There is no any creature of God that can manipulate fire the way we manipulate fire. And all this is start from just a spark. This simple thing start from what? A spark. That is it. And we are able to build fire, and we are able to control it, and we are able to use it for our own benefit. We can use fire to go out of our planet to another celestial body. Rocket is fire. I don't know if you've seen it. I was there in Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. I'm telling you, we're like 30 kilometers away, or like 15 kilometers away. And the ground that is like at an earthquake. The power of this rocket, 1 million horsepower, shaking, your body will be shaking. You see the fire going up. All these things, the car that we use is a fire. And that is why our rabbi said, oh, don't use it. Don't use the car on Shabbat. I don't want that. I don't believe in that, because the essence of God saying, do not use a fire on the rest day is to benefit us. Don't use it to benefit yourself. Because remember, when God said that the animal shall rest, meaning, because back then there was no car, they used what? The horse to drive. They used the donkey to move from one place to another. And God saying, you are not the only one to have what? Shabbat. No, the animals must rest. As you rest, the animals must also rest. So let's look at what the Torah is talking about this morning. The fire that never goes out. Parashat Tzav continue the discussion of offerings, that is the korbanot. Korbanot meaning to offer offerings. People call it sacrifice, okay? But with a noticeable shift in tone. So what is the tone that shifted? Why the previous parasha, remember last week we talked about Vayikra. Vayikra speak about the people. God said, if a man, remember in the beginning, if a man wants to offer something, offerings to the Lord, korban, this man shall bring it voluntarily. God is talking that the old people now. And now, what is God doing now? God is now contracting it, making it smaller. God is not saying, now I'm not going to talk about the old people, I'm talking about a specific group of people, the Kohanim. Tzav is directed to the priest, the Kohanim, the sons of Aaron. Those are the Kohanim. He said, I'm not talking about the old people now, I'm talking about this particular group of people, and this law is for them, is specific concerning them. The Torah responsible for maintaining, the ones responsible for maintaining the sacred rhythm of the Mishkan. That means the Tabernacle or the temple. These people are the one that is responsible for the breathing, the continual sacrifice, offerings, everything in the Mishkan, in the temple, or in the tabernacle. This is where the heart of the powerful image is in the Mishkan, the fire. The fire is all that we're talking about this morning. The fire that never goes out. That fire must not be quenched. So now you might ask me, rather, so when they move from one place to another, how do they do the fire then? They put the fire from that fire, from the first day it starts, it cannot be changed. It's the same fire that burns, that continues. They take it, put it in lamp, cover it, and they transfer it. When they get to the next place that God wants them to settle, they put fire, they put wood, they take from that fire and start it again. That is the idea. It's a continuous process. Continuity. That's what the Torah is talking about in this place. So, a constant fire shall burn on the altar. It shall not go out. Leviticus chapter 6, verse 6. A constant fire burn on the altar. It shall not go out. We all have an altar. And that fire in our altar shall not go out. This fire is more than a physical instruction. It becomes a spiritual metaphor that speaks across all generations. For us. And what is this fire that God is talking about, that God is focusing about in this parashat that we're talking about this morning? One of the central focus in Tzav, in this parashat, is what is called the repetition, the discipline of consistency. You see, some of us, we get tired, we act every day the same work, the same one. But in consistency, that is why we become master of what we do. I'm telling you, that consistency brings mastery. Back then, the Kohen, right, or the Kohanim, they can close their eyes and do every step of what is going on and what they're going to do in the temple in their head, because they do it every blessed day. It is they don't need a book to read. Okay, tell me when you start, you need a book. You are just have a show. But now you become a professional. You know where to step, what not to do, the clothes to wear, how to wash your hand, all those things. All those things are laws that have to be done exactly the way they are commanded. You cannot say, oh, you know what, this one, let me improve it. God doesn't need you to improve it. He doesn't want it. Just do exactly what you are commanded. That is it. So this is what the Holy One Blessed Be He is trying to tell us this morning. The daily offerings, the removal of ashes, the tending of the flame, these acts are not dramatic or one-time events. No, they are steady, ongoing responsibility. The faith of our fathers are emphasized here. The faith of our father here emphasizes something countercultural. It emphasizes something like this countercultural to the people of their day, to the people of that area, because to them it's this routine work. I'm tired. I don't want to do it because it's boring, and that is why the word mitzvah comes in. The word mitzvah meaning a command or good deeds. That's what it means. Good deeds or a command. The root of the word tzav is what we are talking about this morning. So he is telling us, don't mind them. Those people who doesn't understand that when you repeat things every day, you become master of that. When you come close to me every day, when you praise me every day, when you are so close to your Creator, you become your Creator yourself. I'm telling you. Because Moshe was close to God, and the Torah said, and Moshe became to do what? Moshe became to shine. He became a shining one in the human being. I don't know. I mean, of us understand the category of celestial being. The shining ones are of the eyes. They are up there. How can the human being in his lifetime become a shining one? And his face shine because he was very close to the light, to the essence. When you become close to a light, you become light yourself. That is the idea. Because you're so close to it, it reflects on you. So God was able to, in his living time when he's still alive, his body changed, his essence changed, his genetic code changed. Can you see the power of God's creation? The advanced knowledge that God is teaching us concerning this morning in the Parashat Tzav. When you become close to the service, you know everything. I told us many times, once you know the mechanism of the wristwatch, you can dismantle it and you can rearrange it together and it works. You don't need a mechanic. You don't need to say, hey, let me go to that pastor, let me go to that rabbi, let me go to that imam, let me go to that spiritual healer. No! Because you know it yourself. You dismantle it, you arrange it together, you put it, you on it, voila, it works. You can be, the Torah told us that we are all what? Kohanim. In the beginning, before we sing. We are all his children. We are all kingdom of priests. All of us are priests. You can do it. Don't look at the rabbi alone. Me, I learn too. You can learn. All of us can do what Yeshua said before he left. You will do greater than what I do. You don't have to understand. Yeshua says so. He's not stupid. He knows what he's saying. If you are close to me, what I do, this I'm doing now, it's just a small thing. You will do greater than what I do because you know me, because you eat me, and because I am in you. That is the idea. And that's what the Holy One is saying here this morning. Now, we often look for inspiration, right? So looking at the countercultural things, holiness is not only found in peak moments, but in consistency, in perseverance, and in continuity. Most of us, we were looking for that peak time or that experience, that holiness. Holiness is when bam, one day I buy a house, or bam, one day I get a private jet, or one day bam, the Holy Spirit just come upon me, boom, and that consistency, right? That perseverance is the key. Abraham Avinu persevered in his faith. With all the temptation, with all the trials, with all the problems of life, I ain't going back. He doesn't backslide. Because he trusts, he believes the one that he has seen face to face, that spoke to him. He was in there. God spoke to him and he heard the voice. Go out from these people. I will show you a better place. And he understood that message very well. So if God has spoken to you one by one, why must you not close your eyes? Say, God, I don't want to hear you again. You know the truth. You know. When the man speaks the truth, you know. There's a psychologist, there are a system in the world that when people doesn't speak the truth, they put some machine, right? They what do you call it? This truth tester. What do you call it?
Lie detector.
Thank you. Lie detector to see if you are lying, right? Because your reading will change. Okay, you lie here, you lie here. But there are people who can beat that system. They say, okay. Now that's another thing. So we're not going to use this machine again. Now we're going to use a chemical means. And the chemical means is an injection. They inject the people. I'm telling you, when you are injected with that chemical, what you've done in your life, you begin to confess it. You begin to, everything you've done in your life, because it changed the chemical composition of your brain. This one, you can't defeat it because you will speak everything that you've ever done in your life. They just ask you a question, you begin to speak. It's funny, right? So that is where it is. Men, we are wonderful, right? So we often look for inspiration in grand experiences, holidays, or life milestone, moments of awakening. But Tzav reminds us that true spiritual life is built through daily maintenance and consistency, showing up, doing the small thing, keeping the fire alive, even when it feels as a routine. That is the miracle, the consistency. You can't just do it one time and say, it didn't work, that is it. You see, as a human being, as a scientist, as a biologist, or as anything that you want to do, the first time might not work. but you know that you're on the right path. No, you try again. Okay, let me mix this chemical. Oh, maybe this is not the part. I don't like this scent. Let me put more small. They put more. But let me change the composition until you get the perfect mixture. Right? It goes every day. You perform the experiment until it works 100%. That is the idea. God is saying, don't do one time and abandon and throw away. No, continue, because you are on the right path. Continue. Don't go back. Don't be discouraged. Don't say this is boring. I'm tired. No, continue, because as you continue, it will lead you to your real goal. Fire is a fascinating thing. Looking at the paradox of fire, as I said, fire is a fascinating symbol. It consumes, yet it also gives light and warmth. Left unchecked, it destroys. Carefully maintained, it sustains life and sacred space. The altar's fire had to be continuously fed, but never allowed to rage out of control or burn out. This balance mirror our inner lives, passion, ambition, faith. These are powerful forces, but they require discipline. Too much intensity can lead to burnout. Too little can lead to what is called apathy. We need to understand that. So we have to maintain this fire one by one, step by step. Don't allow it to go wide. If you go wide, it destroys. Right? No, because as I said, passion, ambition, and faith are very powerful force in us. Right? We have some people say, if I say, Rabbi, but faith is good. You know, if my faith is so powerful, yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's bad. It's good. But when faith becomes overpowerful, it becomes what? No. When faith is is uncontrolled, it becomes fanaticism. And God doesn't want to be a fanatic. No. God doesn't want us to be a fanatic. He said, hey, in the name of, he said, do you know that the highest death since creation to today is in whose name? In the name of God. I'm telling you, war is always in the name of God. My God is better than your God, I kill you. My God is more powerful than your God, I kill you. Why can't your God defend you? I kill you. But God will just look at us and, what is wrong with these people? Why can't they just get along with one another? Why are you saying that I didn't tell you to go and kill nobody? I'm just telling you to be my children. That is the idea. So you can see everything in life from thousands of years. Everything is about one God is more powerful than the other God, and that God is more powerful than the other. Just everything in the name of God. All kind of atrocity that we commit as a man in the name of God. And God will look at us and say, I don't know what to do again with these people. Because they are just so stubborn, stiff-necked. They don't listen. So we need to know what we are doing with this fire. So we cannot allow this fire to go out of control. Ambition is good, but when you are too over ambitious, it's a problem. You see, so passion is good. When your passion is too much, it's a problem too. Everything that is too much is a problem. When you eat and you eat too much, your belly pains you. Food is good for the body, right? But do not overfeed yourself, right? So water is good for the body. Do not overdrink water. That is the idea. Everything has to be done moderately, right? So that is what the Torah is saying. Psalm teaches us that spirituality is not about extinguishing the desire. No. Nor about letting it to run wild. It is about tending it very wisely. Very wisely. Doing it, step by step, systematically. You know exactly what you are doing. So, remember that fire, this fire that we're talking about, everything that has positive has another side of it. So we need to understand the two sides. There are always two sides. When somebody come and tell you that the Torah or the word of God is either black and white, then you know that person knows nothing about the Torah. The word of God is not about black and white. No. There are stages. There are other colors. There are other gray areas that you have to understand and know. Oh, you you are not a child of God, God cannot talk to you. I look at them. Okay. So are you saying now that you are God? That because it's not, it doesn't go to the, for example, it doesn't go to the synagogue, then God cannot speak to him. Are you stopping God to speak to him? If God can use a donkey to speak, how much more a human being? You can't tell God what to do. God can speak to anybody, anyone, at any time. He's God. You can do whatever he wants. So don't come and start bringing your limitation into God. Infuse your own limitation into God. God is not you, and you are not God, and you can't be God. So God can speak to any human being at any time. It doesn't matter, even though he's the greatest sinner in the world. God can speak to him. He is God. He do whatever he wants to do. That's why we call him God. So, what I'm saying here is this. Removing the ash. Remember, after the fire is burned, there is what? There is ash that is left. Each day, the priest remove the ashes from the altar before continuing the service. This small detail carries very deep meaning. Even sacred fire produces residue, not waste. Remember that. A sacred fire produces residues. It's not a waste. It's different from a waste. Because that ash that is taken, you need to clean it, you know? Because if that ash builds up, it takes the place of the fire. So and you want the fire to burn nicely in control, right? That's the idea. So when you remove the ash, when the ash is removed, it gives the fire more space to burn rightly and good. So remember that ash is not a waste. No, it's not a waste. The Torah said you shall take the ash and take it to what? A holy place. Right? So let's look at it in a physical form in our lives today. When you take the ash, you take it away. The ash is very useful. Extremely useful. You can use that ash as what? As a manure on your ground. When you mix an ash with the ground, your fruit, your seed, everything grows very well. Because that ash becomes a potassium. Right? It builds up, you use it, and that is also benefit for you. Ash can also help you again. If you have a stomach ulcer, you know a stomach ulcer? I mean, I'm not talking a stomach ulcer that is, serious one, that bleed, the one that when you go to the toilet, you can see blood, serious ulcer. You don't need medication. You don't need to go and spend $10,000. No. Ash cures it instantly. Ash. You take the ash, you put it in the water, you mix it, and you drink it. The powder one, the powder ash. You mix it, you drink it. I'm telling you, drink it for 1 week. That ulcer dies instantly. It dies out. Simply. Our elders, our fathers, they understood this understanding. I wish today now, it's nothing, you need to go to a doctor and waste thousands of dollars. No, you don't have. Because the healing is already there. The ash that you drink goes into your stomach and is cemented. It becomes a cement on the stomach wall. And when the ulcer has no blood to supply food, it dies. Easy. The ash seals the entire stomach. Seal it up. You see, the understanding of it's not a waste. It can be useful for another thing in another area. So that's why the Torah says, take it and move it away to somewhere else. Yesterday passions, yesterday successes, even yesterday failure must be cleared away. That's what the Torah is saying. If we cling too tightly to the past experiences, we risk suffocating today's fire. Growth requires letting go. The act of removing ash or ashes is not about discarding the past. No. But about making space for the renewal to be reborn again, to come again. That is the idea. Because when you take out that ash, the fire has more space now. Right? So the fire is being reborn every time. It's like a phoenix, right? The bird, right? That comes out, reborn from the fire every time. So that is the idea. So that you don't allow don't cling too much to your past experiences. You know, this experience is a negative one. La la la. And you claim no. Let it go. Because tomorrow is a better day. Tomorrow, the fire will come. It will be born. And it depends on us if we want it or not. If you want it, go. If you don't want it, it's your choice. You can say, you know what? I want the fire to extinguish. Oh, it's your choice. You can say, no, I want the fire to be a so tiny like this, it cannot even warm me up. Okay, it's your choice. But you can say, this ash is too much. Let me clean it. Remove it. Because those experiences that you have is still useful for you when the time comes. It's not all doom. It's not all bad. No, because the Torah is telling us that we shall always remember our past experiences, because they help us, they assist us when the time comes. You can say, oh, I know where I am now. Before I was there. But when you erase everything in your brain, how will you know where it was in the past? So that idea, that when you have that back at the back of your brain, I'm not saying you should dwell in it. You are not dwelling in the past. You move forward, but it's still at the back of your brain. It's still there. Say, okay, I was here before yesterday, but today, this is where I am now. I thank God. So I can see the improvement. I can see that I'm improving every day. That is the idea the Torah is telling us. So, to command versus to inspire. What is it? The word Tzav, as I said, means to command. Unlike voluntary offering, which is the Olah offering, it's a voluntary one. Described earlier, many of the actions here are obligatory. As I said, the root word for mitzvah is Tzav, which means to command or to ordain. That is the meaning. And it's related to the Aramaic word, which is Sata. Sata. That is an Aramaic word. And that Aramaic word, Sata, meaning to come, to have a connection. That's what it means. To have a connection or to be attached to something. So what is God telling us when God says we should do mitzvah? Or we should, thank you, he's telling us, be connected to me, be attached to me. Once you do what God commands you, you are attached to God. That is what it means. It's a picture language. I always tell us the Chinese language, the Eastern language, the African language. These languages are picture language. They are not like Greek language. No, it's a picture language. So when they speak, what the word that they are speaking about is about the action that is happening. So you can instantly understand. I told us many times in my language, when we greet, I will say, "I see you. I see you." But the word "I see you" is not "I'm looking at you like this." No, because I see you. I have eyes. I'm not blind. The idea here is this: I see your essence. I see your being. I see you inside. The you that is not the you that is outside. The you, the main being inside. I trust you. You are welcome in my house. I see you. That is the idea. And when you look at the word of those root of those words, right, in my language, you see that this man, they will really understand this word than what we think. That we in the 21st century, that only depend upon Google and iPhone and I don't know, Yahoo or any other Gmail. I don't understand, right? Because when you hear them speak, see, you can see wisdom, you can see knowledge, you can see understanding of their environment, right, where they live. So, as I'm saying here, this is it, that we have to understand that this is an obligatory. It is not Olah offering, it is voluntarily. If a man wants to offer to God, he takes the animal voluntarily. But in this case, no, it is obligatory for the Kohanim to do those sacrifices. This raises an important question, that that what is the role of the obligation of a spiritual life? What is the role? So let's look at it. We often associate meaning with what we choose freely, but Tzav suggests that commitment, especially when it is not depending on mood or inspiration, is what sustains a relationship over time. Whether in faith, in relationship, in personal growth, the ability to act out of obligation can just be as powerful as acting out of desire. Understanding this. So when we as a human being, in relationship to one another, a man and a woman, a husband and a wife, right? A relationship to your country, a relationship to your province. When you say, there is one thing I say this tells us, which I want to tell you, I'm telling you today. When I came to Quebec, I was so frustrated. I don't like it. Because the first day I came, I drove, right, from Ontario down here. The first day as my car entered Quebec, the tire punched. Boom! I said, what kind of sign is this? What kind of sign is this? Yeah, because in my head, I like to associate things with spirituality. Is God telling me that this was a good province? I was so upset. I'm telling you, because I was upset in my soul with the province. It takes me a hard time to understand. My rabbi begins to tell me, I complain. Say, my things is not moving well in the province. My rabbi said, do you pray for the province? I said, I don't pray because everything it doesn't make sense here. If you don't pray for the province, get out. For the province, go out to another place. Because your soul is not blessing that place where you live. And I said this a lot, anywhere you live, you must bless it. Because when you bless it, you are blessing yourself. People don't understand that prayer, I'm telling you. When you bless the place to live, when you bless the house that you live, you are blessing yourself. Because it is your soul that lives in the house, not your body that lives in the house. No. When you bless your house, you are blessed. Then I said, okay, let me begin to pray for the province, but I don't like the province because they tell me to speak French every day, toujours, French. Then, no, it is good. I begin to learn French, even though I can hear it very, very well, but maybe I cannot be able to speak very fluently. But when I begin to bless the province, I begin to bless the premier, I begin to ask God to bless everybody. I'm telling you, my life begins to change one by one because I'm blessing the place I live. Right? Everything changed for me. I mean, spiritually, physically, financially, everything it changed. My work begins to go on smoothly because I blessed that place. It's very important. So, when we associate these things, it's a command. When you bless your children, they are blessed. When you get offended with your children every day, that anger every time to your children, because you are technically causing your own DNA. That's the idea. You are destroying yourself. But those are the ones that continue your bloodline. Right? You don't do that. You can get angry. I'm not saying you cannot get angry with our children, but not to the essence of continuously. Hey, bam! Don't do that again. Anyway, that here they tell you if you do harm to your children, you go to jail. But in Africa, When my grandfather reached, there is a cave, especially for me. There is a special cave. It's on the corner. I always see it in the corner. So when I do something wrong, my grandfather go and pick the cave. I know the sentence has come. I tell you, I shiver in my pants. And when my father said, did I tell you to do that? No, Papa. When I see the cake going up like this, I'm telling you, I face the consequence of my action. I know next time it's not good. I don't do that again. So this is the way we train. It's not beating me because it hates me. No. He wants me to be on the right path. I told you to study this parashat, especially Vayikra. What of Vayikra chapter 1 verse 1 said? I start looking. Do I talk to you to be looking to God? I'm speaking with you face to face. Look at me. Stop looking heaven. It's not about the heaven. What did he say? Repeat. I can't repeat myself. Ah, man, I'm in trouble. I need to cram the old part, the Torah in my head. It's good. It builds me up as a man. Now, back then, it's like, all these things I passed through. But now I can see the benefit for me. Because I try to associate everything with me or that happened in my life spiritually. I told us many times, when I look at a movie, when I watch a movie, I don't watch that movie like that. When I watch it, I want to pick the spiritual understanding, what that movie is trying to tell me spiritually. Everything, my wife said, maybe you should stop thinking because you think too much. You overemphasize things. Just look at the movie, laugh. They say, no, because they are telling you something that you don't see. And when I begin to explain, say, hey, that is true. That is right. So most of it is for us, for our own blessing. Finally, the fire that is within. The sages thought that the eternal fire burned not only in the altar, or not only on the altar, but within each person. There is a spark of something sacred inside us. A drive towards meaning, towards connection, and towards goodness. But like the altar's flame, it does not maintain itself. I repeat again, our sages taught us that in our soul there is an eternal fire. Remember, we are created in the image of the Holy One, blessed be He. Our God is eternal. Likewise, you and me, we are eternal. That eternal spark is within us. But within each person and within each person, unlike the fire on the altar, this fire needs to be maintained. If you don't maintain it, it dies out. It kaput. But with the Holy Blessed be He wants us to maintain it. It needs our attention. It needs fuel. You need to supply it with the wood every time. The wood is the fuel. The Torah becomes the fuel. Reading it, understanding it. Because Torah is a tree of life. To those who take hold of it. It is a bread of life. To those who eat it. When you eat it, you have life. And that life leads you to the Garden of Eden. It needs protection from neglect and excesses. You have to guide it. And that's why sometimes I told us many times, my people, it might look maybe religious, or it might look these people, they don't mind this Hebrew people, they don't understand, they want to protect the Torah by themselves alone, they don't want to share the word of God to the rest of the people. No. If you look at it from this point of our sage, from their perspective, and this is what they're saying here, it needs protection. It needs zayar in Hebrew, because zayar, protection. You need defense. You need to defend the Torah. You need to hold it tight, hold it close. Because we can see in the world of us now, there are different Torahs. Different Torahs. Somebody will tell you the same Torah that you read. Another person will tell you this is, they will give you something that doesn't even make sense. What is written in the Torah, do not do this. They tell you that is 10,000 years ago. It doesn't matter. Me now, I can do it. The one that is explicitly written as a command, they tell you, forget about it. It doesn't matter. It's 2,000 years old. I don't care. But there's a reason why God said, I care. God Himself said He cares, or you say you don't care. Okay, it's your choice. I can't say anything more. But what I'm saying, our sages, our elders, they are not stupid, saying protect it, because it's a chain reaction. It passed to me, and I have to pass it to my sons. He has to pass it to his sons. He has to pass it to his son until the coming of the Messiah. Because I have faith that the Messiah will come. And if the Torah is broken, if that shell is broken, then you are like Sodom and Gomorrah. It's gone. You will never come back. So you have to understand what the Torah is saying. It's a chain reaction. Guide it. Make it, protect it. Don't neglect it. Parashat Tzav asks us a question. Asks me a question. Asks you a question. Asks us as a community a question. What are you doing to keep your inner fire alive? What am I doing to keep my inner fire alive? Not in dramatic bursts like infatuation. You know infatuation? You say, hey, I love you. I love my the first time a man see the girl, hey, I love the girl, Mama. Mama said, hey, monsieur, my son, this girl is not for you. No, Mama, you don't understand. Mama, you are old woman. Okay, that's your Mama, old woman. Your daughter come, Mama, oh, I love him. He's so nice. He's so gentle. He understands me. Oh, look at him. He has 6 pack. Oh, it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, continue with your 6 pack and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, because you are attracted to the physical, and your Mama can see the spiritual. Your mama is sitting down. He can see thousands of years ago. Thousands of years to come. For you don't have experience like your Mama. No. Because you like the experience. Your Mama say, I know you, my daughter, because I raised you up from when you are young. So therefore, this man is not your type. I don't like. It's not like she doesn't like it, but I see that this relationship will not work. She said, no, Mama, you don't understand. Google told me because I went on iPhone and I asked Chat GTP or GP Chat. Whatever it is. Okay, I asked this machine, and this machine told me, oh, we are compatible. Okay. Vas-y. You are compatible, go ahead. And when the consequence comes, you cry back again. Hey, Mama, okay. Because your Mama told you before, you don't listen. Right? Because your Mama can see. So this is the same thing. So, it is not infatuation, no, but it's like a true love. The love is a spark. It grows. You have to feed it. And the fire grows. It grows. Sorry, I always use my culture because that's what I know. I don't know other people's culture, right? People will tell you, hey, now is what we call, the Canadian will call it, forced marriage. There's a word for it, because I remember when I was applying for my own permanent, citizenship or permanent resident. I think it's one of them. I can't remember now. So they come in the form. They said, "Is my marriage to my wife forced marriage?" It's okay. Who introduced us to one another? I need to write all those things. Okay, now if you now come and say, okay, they introduce you. Now they're not. When they were interviewing me, they call my wife. What kind of people is this? I don't understand. They call my wife into one room. They put me in another room. They ask my wife look at them. It's so funny, eh? They ask my wife all the questions. The same question they came and asked me. The same question. They want to see if our words correspond together. If I'm not forcing her, so how can I force a grown woman? How can I force her to be my? It doesn't make sense in my head. Even though, right? Or how can she force a grown man to be my husband? Where is the sense? Yeah, I understand them. I understand because I know there are some marriages that are forced marriages. I understand that. But if you look at the wisdom of those men, when my mama tell me, Mama say, "Do you think I love your papa?" I don't love your papa, but I grow to love him. That is the idea. When I met him, he told me he was just my friend. Okay, so like, hey, they call it foresight. A love at first sight. That was that is infatuation. Exactly, because it's a fire that burns and it dies, and then they begin to box they turn one another to what? A boxing match, the man and the woman, because there's no more fire, no more spark. A true love is a spark. You have to feed it, right? You have to compromise in the wedding, in the marriages, and it's the feeding. You don't say, I, the ego is gone. It's we. Any marriage that comes, say, the man say, I, it is mine, it is yours. Okay. That's a problem. it is now about we. It's about compromising, right? You compromise. You are no longer alone. You are in a relationship. You compromise, a compromise. You compromise, a compromise. That is the idea. If you want to make it to work, that's how it works. It's hard. I don't, but when I begin to see him, remember I told you in my language to see. When I begin to see him, I begin to love him. I begin to see him, his essence. I see that this man will die for me. If you know that a person will die for you, won't you love that person? Even though you don't know how hard neck or hardened soul that you are, you begin to feel something towards that person because you know that this man will die for me. He will not stab me at the back. Never. Because I see him. And when the man begins to see the same thing, oh, this woman, she's ready to sacrifice for me. She will stand as my backbone. I can close my eyes and fall asleep because she's always there. That is a lot. Not the one that you can't close your eyes, eh? Even though the one you can't even close it half. Because the woman, hey, you run. Fear your wife. Respect them. Love them. I love women. Because a woman raised me up. They are very good. If you know how to direct them, lead them. But if you want to be guru, may God have mercy on you. Because in the end, the holiest fire are not the ones that blaze for a moment, but the ones that endures. That is the holiest fire. It's not just that it boom and quench. No, it's gradual. It endures. But you have to feed it. You have to continue to feed it. With what? With energy. Feed it. Right? And it grows. And it grows. And it grows unto eternal life. Parashat Tzav and the fire that never goes out. So this fire must not go out. It's a command. You have to continue feeding it. These are spiritual fire, this part. Please, let us continue to look at it from this perspective. It is a picture. All the thing that is done in the Mishkan is a picture of the thing that has to come, right? That Yeshua has done. Or he's telling us that we should continue to do until he comes back again. So it is still relevant in the 21st century understanding. Don't say it's 4,000 years ago, it doesn't, nothing like that again. No, it's relevant for us till today that we have to keep on that fire until the return of the Master. And then we say, welcome, my good servant. Shabbat Shalom.